What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, man. Welcome back to the channel. And so as you can see, the car is up in the air. I know you guys already seen the thumbnail, but we about to get up underneath the car and we're about to try to install the Perrin drive shaft lockdown. So let's take a look at what we got on the bench here. So this is what we got. This is the actual lockdown itself, and the lockdown does come with this little kit, and it has the energy suspension lubricant, and then it has all the hardware for that, and the actual bushings. These are the bushings that came, and it's like it's a set of them. You know, they are numbered too. It says 210-1 and 210-2, so that means one is the top and one is the bottom. And and we'll get into how that goes on there. And like, it does come with instructions. The instructions that has this here, this little QR code. Now, something interesting about this QR code, because I don't know, man, y'all may already know this, and maybe I'm just slow. I don't know. But anyway, these are the instructions, right? So when you scan this thing, I automatically assume that whenever you scan this, it's just gonna have, bam, the instructions are gonna be there, right? No. Whenever you scan this, it's going to give you a whole page of instructions, and which you have to do in order to figure out which one of those sets of instructions are for you. You have to scroll down there and you got to find out which one of those codes on there is for what you're actually working on. So it took me a second to figure it out, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is how you figure that information out. Okay, so here are the boxes. So on the boxes, it has this code right here. There you go, it'll focus right there. The PSP DRV 210. All right, and that's for the drive shaft carrier bushings, right? And then this one right here, which is, go ahead and focus, there we go. The PSP DRV 201, and that is for the drive shaft lockdown. On that page, you got to look for this code on there. So you know what? Let me open up my my tablet here. Okay, so this is the instruction page. Hopefully this is coming out clear enough for you guys, but see, it has all these codes on there, and what you have to do is you have to put the code that's right here, pair it up to this here, and then that's how you get your instructions. I just, I kind of wanted to run that by just in case, because me, like I say, sometimes I'll be tripping and I don't catch on to stuff quick enough. But when you click on all of these, and that's when you have the instructions for whatever item that you're trying to work on. So that's kind of how you do that there. I just thought that'd be something interesting to let you guys know, just in case you're trying to use this little QR code and you don't know how to use it. Well, that's how you do it. So now let's get on with the install. But you know what, man? So check this out, y'all, man. When I tell y'all, it's always something happening, dude. When I tell y'all, life puts speed bumps in front of you like you would not believe, man, it's trippy. So let me show you guys something real quick, dog. So when I tell you, it's always like I was saying, it's roadblocks that keep you from doing what you need to get done. So peep this out, man. I come home, I park the truck, right? So when I park the truck, I head in the house. Out of nowhere, I hear my alarm going off, right? And I'm like, man, what's going on, man? I said, I must have pushed the button in my pocket. So I go in the keys, I go out and walk back out to the driveway, and I see somebody behind my truck. Bruh, check this out, man. So I come out to see that some goofball hits this corner right here, comes all the way over here, dude, and just nails my freaking truck, dude. So now I have to deal with this, dude. You see this crap, man? Look at that. Tore my truck up, dude. It's all bent up down there, smashed in. If you see the side of the truck right here, all of this is just dented up, man. Let's see if I can get this to show up. But it pretty much crumbled everything all the way up into here. It's like crumbled right there too. If you look down the side of it here, I don't even know if you guys can see that or not, man, but yeah, man. So this is all smashed in just because it's all got compressed. So yeah, man, that's what your boy dealing with right now, along with trying to get ready to get the ghost tune. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. So hopefully this doesn't kind of drive a wedge between my time. God dog it, hold on. So hopefully, like I said, this doesn't drive a wedge between my time frame of trying to get stuff done for the to get the Ghost ready. I'm trying to adjust the camera a little bit. So yeah, man, I thought maybe I should go on and kind of put you guys on to that, so you guys can see exactly what your boy dealing with at the same time as trying to get things installed for the doggone Ghost, man. Hopefully this doesn't, like I said, hopefully this doesn't slow down the process and be another obstacle that I have to clear before I can actually set the car up and get it tuned and everything. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. Till then, let's get back to the video, man. All right, fam, we are underneath the car. So first thing we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to remove this heat shield. So that means we're gonna have to remove this bolt and this bolt right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those 3 bolts. Then we can remove this heat shield, which is going to give us access to what we need to look at, which is right here. And that's the area we're going to be working in right there. So let's go ahead and let's get that going. All right, so let's get this thing started. So we got this one right here, and this is it's a 12. And this other one I'm gonna have to use Flintstone power. All right, there we go. Let's get this guy removed. All right, so next thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to remove this bolt and the other bolt right over here on this side right here. Pop those off of there. What are those? Those are 14 millimeters. So we're gonna pop this off of there. All right, now let's get this thing loosened up here. All right, so now we are out of there. Okay, so now what the instructions are saying, because once you get this loose, you just let it sit up here and just rest on the exhaust. It wants you to put grease along this area right here, on this outside piece right here. I want you to put grease, the supply grease. I want you to put all of that in there and put it all the way around it. So if you, oh god dang it, let me show you this here. See, that's what it's saying. Apply the grease in those areas around there. All right, so here we go. Put a little grease on here. I'm not gonna be too skimpy with it either. I'm gonna lay it all in there. And I'm also gonna put, this is the front half. If you see, it's got 2 pieces to it. So right here, it says 201F. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it does say an F on it. That's for the front. So this is the front part. You're gonna know the rear piece of it because the rear section of it has the threaded part. So that's where you actually thread it in at. So let me finish applying this grease. Okay, we got grease on there. Now let me put grease on the actual lockdown too, just to make sure that it has enough lube on it. And I'm assuming this is just to keep it from making too much noise or squeaking noises or anything like that. All right, so now we have that on there. So now only thing we need to do now is put it on here. So it's got that little opening right here. So this opening is going to go right in between there, and you line it up with the opening that's on here. I'll show you guys that in a second here. But there's that, and then the next thing you need to do is you're gonna need to put the back part back on there. Put the back section of this on there, which is this one on this side, and then you run the supply bolts that they have through there as well. And they are Allen, so you need like a 4 millimeter Allen or Allen socket. So when you're running the bolt through, you're running it through this little angle piece right here. So that's gonna go in through there. The other one's just gonna go in through the top, and there's another one of these on this side as well. And that's where you're gonna run your second bolt through, is right there. One more thing, I had to wind up taking it off here again, y'all. Cause there's on the back half, there's a little area in here on the inner side, inner part. The back and the inner part is going to be touching the actual bushing that's around the drive shaft. That should be lubricated as well. So that's why I'm making sure that I am lubricating that. It's the flat part on the front half, and on the back it's going to be the inner part, because it says you got to do it front and back. I didn't do that, so I had to take it off and do it again. So now I got both of those on there. And now I am going to reinstall this thing and put the bolts back on there. All right, so now what's gonna have to happen is now we have to tighten this thing down. It says by hand, but I'm just gonna do it lightly with this tool here. And you gotta do it in a crisscross pattern. So you start over here, and then over here, and then up top here, and then the bottom. And we're just going to continue this pattern until we get it tightened all the way down. All right, so now it's gotten down to the part to where it is pretty tight on there. Let me check the front and the back. I can see threads on both sides. That means the lockdown is in there. And it says 15 foot-pounds. Ain't no way I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to get a torque wrench in there, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna give this our best effort. So let me go grab a torque wrench real quick. All right, so I grabbed my little fancy Harbor Freight tool here. It's got the little torque wrench. I set it to 15 foot-pounds, and we're gonna try and fit this in there. Let me see if I can even see what it's doing here. It's almost there. I think I may be I might be wallowing it out. I don't know if I want to do that. If it's just gonna be doing that. It's just hard to get something in there to tighten it. So let me see how close I'm getting here. Just trying to get this thing in there. It's pretty hard, man. It says 15 foot-pounds of torque, but god dog, man, I should be able to get that by hand, or at least close enough. That may be good enough, man, because I don't want to risk messing up these bolt holes, which is what I think I'm doing here. So yeah, all right. So that part of the job is done. So let me show you guys what this is looking like so far. So this is what we're looking like back here. You see there, it's flush and touching that the housing right there, that outer bracket. I don't know if I can put this down here. You see how this is the metal bracket that, you know, that's stock. This is actually flush, and that's flush with that as well. So they're both touching. So that means that it is good to go. Now on this side, you know, same thing. That's exactly what we're looking like right there. So now that part of the install is done. Now we just have to get these rubber bushings off of here, and so we can put on the Perrin bushings. All right, listen here, fam. So I was thinking, yeah, I can't truly see the benefits of having both of these on at the same time. So what I'm gonna do, hold on, work with me here now. Check this out. This is what I'm gonna do. So instead of installing these bushings right now. I'm gonna hold off, and I'm gonna I'll install them another time. Reason why I'm saying this is because I want to see what the car feels like with just the lockdown on there, to see if I can tell the difference. Pretty much let you guys know, is it worth it to get both of them and go through the pain that you're gonna be going through to put these bushings in. So I kind of want to test that out. So let's do that instead, and I can install these at another time, because this is gonna take quite a bit of some time to get this off of here, I'm sure. And that's just what I've been hearing and looking at this thing, and I just tried to attempt it. Yeah, this is gonna be a mug. So let me see if it's worth going through the pain of trying to pull those out and change them out, and see if you can just go with just the lockdown. So let's just do the lockdown on this video, and then I'll do the bushings another time, just so I can see if I can tell a difference in how the car feels. As far as for, you know, having both of them on there, or just having the one and you be good to go. So let me go ahead and finish this part of the install up. So what this part of the install also shows is that you have to put these washers in there before you put the two bolts that hold this carrier bushing in. You have to put this at the top of that top bushing, and then slide this in through the bottom, and then this is going to be against the bottom of the car and the bushing, and then the screw, if that makes sense. So I'll show you what I mean here in a second when I put this thing up here. So what I'm doing here now is I'm going to feed this screw through here, and I'm gonna put this washer at the top, and the bolt is gonna go right through it. So from there, we can put this thing in and kind of get it started, and then I'll put the other one in on the other side here. All right, now let's get the other side in. All right, this should be a better angle for you guys to see this. So the instructions say this right here is gonna go right up here on the top right here. All right, and then this bolt's gonna go right through here, right through that bushing, and then it goes up in here. And at that point, we can tighten this thing back up here. But now, this thing barely has any movement right now because of that hold down. All right, so let's see what we need to torque this to. And now all we got to do is torque this thing, and it says to torque it down to 38 foot-pounds. So here's my torque wrench. I got it set to 38 foot-pounds. And I'm gonna need a extension. All right. So now let's get this thing torqued on here. All right. All right, that's 38 there. All right, and that's 38 foot-pounds there. And that right there is a wrap. So only thing I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put the heat shield back on, and then I'll let you guys know what's next. Since we didn't install those bushings, there's something else that I can do while I have the car in the air. All right, fam. So now if y'all remember, I dropped the bolt, and I think it's in this pan, in this little plastic pan here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this thing off of here and see if it is in there. If it is, then cool. If not, then I guess we'll be putting this thing back. So I'm gonna take this little tray off of here. And we're gonna see if our bolt is in there or not. I think that's it that's holding it in. So let's see if I can get this off here without putting too much dirt in my face. It's off. So now, let's see. Did my bolt, and there it is. Ha ha! I got the bolt. It just fell down in this little pan. So now I can put this back on and we can talk at the bench. So let me knock this out. All right, y'all. So there we go. So I don't know, you know, I started thinking, I was like, you know what, man, I'm rushing. I felt myself rushing. So instead of taking the time to see how each component works and how each component assist one another, I should do it one at a time. So I was using my brain meats, y'all. So like I said, I'll install those the carrier bushings at another time, because it's going to be a little bit more involved with that. And I don't want this video to be too long, because I'm thinking I'm going to have to measure some stuff, like I said, to make sure it's in line. Because like I said, it's on an eccentric the way it's set up. But it shouldn't be, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. But like I said, I want to see what the car feels like before putting the carrier bushings on. I want to see what it's like with the lockdown as it is. So put that in there. And then, of course, you know, I went in there and I found this bolt, dropped that pan. So it gave me the opportunity to find this guy right here. For you to focus on that thing. Yeah, found that bolt that fell out when I was doing the fuel pump. So now I need to go ahead and put this back in there. But while I was waiting for all of that, something else came in the mail. If I can figure out how to open this thing. The fuel pressure regulator that goes inside the tank. So this thing came in. Whilst I'm putting this back in there, whilst I'm putting this in the car, I'll actually put this back on there. The way then would be 100%. Okay, so this fuel pressure regulator. Let me read a couple of things here for you. So basically what it says is, if you use this with your stock pump, it's gonna increase your flow to 309%. It's kind of crazy. That sounds like a little excessive, but if you do put in that's over stock. So, but if you put in if you put in a 340 milliliter fuel pump, it will give you 154% more flow. So all in all, this is going to give me a little bit more flow, and it's going to regulate the extra fuel pressure that's going to be getting pushed through that fuel pump assembly, because I have the AEM fuel pump on there. So this should help me out a little bit more as far as for fuel flow, hopefully. But like I said, I went ahead and got it because while I was in there, I might as well change all of that stuff out. So what I'm gonna wind up doing is I'm gonna do another video, and we're gonna pop the gas tank back out of there, and pump out of there, put this in, put it back in there, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing to install, working our way to putting in the flex fuel can assembly kit, and then get ourselves ready for tune. So man, I appreciate y'all if y'all made it this far in the video. Make sure I will put everything that I got in the description below, so you can check that out if you were interested in buying it. All in all, let me make sure I say this here too. You know, the install, it was not that bad. It's pretty easy install. It really didn't take that long at all. You guys can do it. It's not incredibly hard. I'll be doing another video on how the car feels as far as after that being in there. So what I may wind up doing is putting in the video that I put this in. I think I'll probably just do this next. Put this in, and then we'll test drive the car and everything, you know, after installing this thing in there. So again, appreciate y'all if you made it this far in the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, hit all so you get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, fam, peace.